What's up, guys? Today I'm going to teach you how to pronounce some difficult contractions in English. After watching this video, you'll be able to pronounce these contractions like a native speaker. Before we start, remember to click on the subscribe button and the bell, and follow us on Instagram for more English tips and lessons. Alright, first let me explain what a contraction is. A contraction is when you combine a subject and an auxiliary verb, or any form of the verb to be, into one word. For example, instead of saying, I am eating lunch, native speakers would say, I'm eating lunch. This is the natural way to say this sentence, but many English learners don't use contractions because they don't know how to pronounce them correctly. So let's see how to correctly pronounce some common contractions. Let's start with the contraction I'm, which is the combination of the words I am. It's really important to know that there are usually two ways to pronounce contractions. There's the isolated way and the fast way. The isolated way is the way we pronounce it when we say the word by itself, and the fast way is the way we pronounce it when we're speaking at normal speed. For example, if I'm teaching my students about the contraction of the words I am, and I say the contraction by itself, I would probably pronounce it as I'm. Notice that I say the full I sound. However, that's not the way I would pronounce this contraction when I'm speaking normally. When I'm speaking normally, I would pronounce this contraction as Listen one more time. Notice that I don't use an I sound. I use an sound. Listen to these examples. I'm not joking. I'm getting bored. They know I'm going. Do you hear that vowel sound? I wouldn't say I'm eating lunch. I would say I'm eating lunch. And I wouldn't say I'm listening to music. I would say I'm listening to music. Do you hear the difference? One other important thing to remember is that we don't stress the auxiliary verb. We stress the main verb. So we don't say I'm listening to music. We say I'm listening to music. Okay, now let's look at the contraction we're, which is the combination of the words we are. When I say this word by itself, I pronounce it as we're, but this is not how I pronounce it when I'm speaking normally. I wouldn't say we're. I would say we're. Listen one more time. Were. Notice that I pronounce it exactly how I pronounce the word W-E-R-E, were. Listen to these examples. We're leaving now. We're not going. We're staying here. Do you hear the way I'm pronouncing it? For example, I wouldn't say we're investing. I would say we're investing. And I wouldn't say we're old. I would say we're old. Do you hear the difference? Okay, now let's look at the contraction you're, which is the combination of the words you are. When we say this word at normal speed, we don't say you're, we say you're. Listen one more time. You're. It has the same pronunciation as the word Y-O-U-R. You're. Listen to these examples. You're joking. You're being mean. I know you're lying. Notice that I'm not saying you're, I'm saying you're. So for example, I wouldn't say you were right. I would say you're right. And I wouldn't say you're making a mess. I would say you're making a mess. Do you hear the difference? Okay, lastly, let's look at the contraction there, which is the combination of the words they are. When we say this word at normal speed, we don't say they're, we say there. Listen one more time. There. Notice that it has the same pronunciation as the word T-H-E-R-E and the word T-H-E-I-R. There. Listen to these examples. They're coming over. They're sleeping. They're traveling. Do you hear that sound? It's not there, it's there. For example, I wouldn't say they're nice. I would say they're nice. Do you hear the difference? Alright, hopefully this video was helpful for you. Leave a comment and tell me which contraction was the hardest for you to pronounce. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and follow us on Instagram for more English tips and lessons. I'll see you next time.